Watch me ride.
Yeah, I'm in Tesco's. I wasn't actually planning on making a video today. I was just going to go to my local shop, but unfortunately my local shop is so unreliable that they didn't have any of the stuff that we needed. So I was like, well, I've got to keep moving, so let's get out. For the past 3 or 4 days I didn't actually take any of my painkillers. I just took the nerve relaxers, and yeah, it got bad. The problem is the painkillers are being a bit funny with my stomach, so I'm trying to avoid taking them, but I'm now finding that without taking them I'm pretty much stuck at home. So I'm using them when I absolutely have to do something, like go to the shops, get on the bike, something like that. And a few people say to me, you know, should you really be riding with it being this bad? And the answer is actually yes. I should be doing a little bit of riding, because it's a very complicated thing when the doctor says to you, well, what you need to do is rest. You need lots of rest, but also do things. You're like, okay. And what I think they basically mean by that is rest when you can, but make sure that, I mean, what I'm doing on a sort of daily basis if I'm stuck at home, is I'm basically laying on the bed on a hot water bottle, and then every couple of hours I'll get up, I'll have a little wander around the room, I'll do some stretches, and you know, just try and do as much as I can. But one of the things that I do have to keep doing, as I mentioned before, is I need to ride, because I need to have the ability to do it. Basically, just getting on the bike is painful because I'm re-stretching everything in my hip. Oh, that's something. Someone thought there was something wrong with my foot, because I think they saw me the other day. I'll explain, because I guess some people just don't know what a herniated disc is. Basically, between your vertebrae you've got a squidgy little disc that's kind of liquid filled with a hard skin, or at least gel filled with a hard skin, and that's the shock absorber that is between every single one of your vertebrae. What's happened, suspected what has happened to mine, I'll find out Monday, is that one or more of them has ruptured, which basically means the side breaks and all the goo comes out of that disc. Now what it then does is it pushes into your sciatic nerve, which is the main nerve for your leg. You have one each side, and it's pushing into the one on my left side. So what it's causing, my back itself doesn't really hurt much. It's my hip and my leg and my calf and my ankle and just everything on that side of my body. I mean, if I didn't know it was my back, I'd be saying, oh, well, my hip's completely screwed, or my knee's completely screwed, or my ankle's completely screwed. But depending on what day it is, it hurts in different places. It depends what I've done. If I've done a lot, it'll hurt my whole leg. Sometimes it's just the top. It is a bit weird, but that's basically what a herniated disc is although yes, it's in my back that's the problem, its symptoms show themselves in as far down as the sole of my foot. I mean, it feels like someone's stabbing me right in the sole of my foot. And basically this nerve, it's been squished in one place. You have muscles, it like interlaces between in other places, and it gets irritated from constantly being fucked with. And then that's when you're in a position where you literally can't do anything from lay in bed to stop the back spasms from happening, because you get this kind of weird core shaking going on, which just you can't control. It's just this weird sort of convulsing, and obviously it flexes on the nerve, so it causes, yeah, it's bad. I'm not trying to moan here. It's, you know, a lot of people have had it worse than me. What I have is pretty bad, but yeah, I get that I could be worse. I'm still capable at the moment, with the help of the painkillers, that I can get on the bike and just about go for a short ride. And as I say, it's absolutely imperative that I do that, because if I don't, I'll lose the ability to, and then when it comes up to Monday and I've got to go for my scan, I'm not going to get myself on a bike. I'm still in two minds which bike I'm going to take for that, because this LXR, it's okay, but it is definitely a lot firmer in the suspension than Divi, and it's Divi's quite a bit lower as well, so Divi is much more comfortable to ride. Oh, my mouth is as dry as Gandhi's flip-flop, seriously. These painkillers, just it's one thing I've noticed about more than anything, is just this dry mouth feel. But anyway, as I say, I'm getting by. It's not good. I can't do any work or anything like that. The resin casts are still sat in my dining room, just layering at me, going, "We've been here for a month and you can't even sand us, you broken old piece of shit." that's kind of what my depression says to me, and then I'm like, shut up! The internal battle. Ironically though, I do find that when I come up against crises like this, because this is a pretty big crisis, this has been going on now for 5 months, and as I've said before, if it really wasn't for the support of you guys, I would currently be in a much worse position than I am. But I've found that because things have got serious, my brain's got serious, and a lot of the thoughts I have around depression and stuff are really just getting shut up very quickly, because it's like, no, this is not the time. I have more important things to be concentrating my willpower on, like just getting up and doing stuff. I have to be careful around here. It stunk of diesel on the way up. And I didn't know if it was because there was a leak or because someone was driving the diesel in front of me, but it smelled like raw diesel, not burnt diesel, so. And also I find that you learn to adapt pretty quickly. Like, there's simple everyday things that you would never think about, but now I've had to learn new ways to do it. Putting my socks on. Well, the technique I talked about only works about 50% of the time now. If my back's really bad, I can't do it. And that sock putter-on thing that JT sent me, actually I've worked out how to use it. It wasn't working too well at first, but then I kind of got the knack of it, and now I can get my socks on, not perfectly with it, but it gets it close enough that I can, you know, it's over my toes. So thanks for that, JT. It's a bloody lifesaver. And then there's things like putting jeans on. It seems such a simple thing. No, not when you got to use your back and your legs. So I kind of have to do this one-handed kind of hooking them over both legs weird. Yeah, it's weird, but I'm sure a lot of you have learned this stuff when you've had bad backs. Zipping up my boots, that's a bloody nightmare. Although I do need to, I'm going to make a little piece of metal with a hook on the end that I can hook onto the zip and pull it up the first few inches where I can't reach. But then again, maybe being forced to reach that zip is helping my back, because it's a stretch pushing it beyond where it wants to go. If you keep giving in to the pain, eventually you'll be stuck in one position. Oh my god! Turn! Getting in and out the bath. I don't know about you, but I always have had this habit that I'll let the bath like 3/4 drain while I'm still in it. So I'm not stood next to it for ages waiting for it to fully drain so I can rinse the bath out, because I hate people who don't rinse baths out after they've had a bath, because it's the same as washing up. When it's wet, it's easy. You know, you just wash it, rinse it down, and it's clean. If you leave it to dry on, it's just horrible. So, as I say, what I normally do is let the bath 3/4 drain before I get out. Well, I did that the other day and was almost stuck in the bath. So I'm now making sure that I get out when it is full. So I've got the buoyancy to help get me up a bit. Because I can lift myself out of the bath with my arms, that's not a problem. It's the fact that it's like that dead weight hanging on your spine. Sorry, I know I'm talking a lot about my back and shit, but I'm just sort of, this is what I'm learning. This is all that I have on my mind at the moment. And some people said, when I've said sorry about it before, they've said, you know, just talk about whatever you want to talk about. If it helps you know, you vent some of it, get it off your chest and talk about it, and do. So I am. As I say, there's lots of things in your day-to-day life that you really do take for granted how easy it is to do when everything's working. When I know this, I learned this before when my knee was really bad after the crash and I couldn't really walk for a couple of months. Just going to the toilet, like getting to a toilet and stuff, was just so annoying. And also my thumbs after the crash, when I had to learn how to do things without using my thumbs. Jesus Christ, that's why the Thumb Appreciation Day I invented. Although I think the only person that reminds me about it most years is Mrs. 808 YouTube, is that it? Oh, I'm trying to remember. So yeah, my back's basically worse than it's ever been, unfortunately, but I am finding ways to cope with it, and I am finding that painkillers are actually doing something. And I also know that today is Thursday, and I only have to wait till Monday to get the results. I mean, it's not going to be like I'm going to go there and they're going to go, it's this, and switch the pain off. You know, it's not going to end, because I've been kind of doing this countdown on Twitter every day, just putting a tweet up when I'm up or remember to do it, just to remind myself every day is going, because it started out like 16 days and we're now down to 5. We were 5 yesterday as well, because I can't count bloody days. So if today is day 5 again, it's Groundhog Day. As I say, the painkillers are actually taking the edge off now. Now I've tried taking them and not taking them, I can feel the difference. And it is letting me function for a short amount of time, like riding now. But also, as I say, you adapt. You find ways to do things very quickly. And I'll tell you what, there is little more satisfying thing than to struggle putting your socks on, and then work out a way to do it and then be able to do it yourself. It's a small thing, but man, it makes a huge difference. As I say, sorry I'm just talking about my back again, but it is all that my life is right now. And being able to talk about it and share it with people that, you know, get it. I mean, a lot of people don't get it. You know, they're like, oh yeah, I've had a painful back in the past, you know, and that can be really bad. It's like, dude, you have no idea. Like, I've had a bad back for a long time. I would have said it was a pretty bad back. It was nothing. It was nothing compared to this. But equally, as I say, some of you have got it far worse. I've had some stories and people, I'm just like, well, I'm just a little bitch then, aren't I? What I would be interested to know is, like, what condition or, you know, what problem have you had that you've then found a solution to? Like I say, like putting my socks on. Before, and wouldn't have even questioned putting my socks on. And now it's like, well, I have to put my knee on the bed, face plant the bed, and like lean down to get it on the first bit, then lean backwards to pull it up more. Like, what things like that have you come up with to help you get past problems? And so that technique's only working half the time now, but thanks to JT, I've got that sock putter on it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm 32 going on 82. But anyway, thank you for all the support. You know who the few of you are who I've emailed back and thanked. Without you, I would be very much up the creek. But thankfully, you're just being amazing. So thank you very much for your support, and I'll catch you all next time. If you enjoyed this video and the other content on the channel, please consider following the links in the description to show your support.